Welcome to my channel, Dee's Reading Lounge, where I'm sharing my love for reading at my own pace. It is like 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm getting ready to go to work. This is one of my last shifts at my current job. I have started my new job last week and I'm so excited about it. And so I'm just getting myself together, doing some skincare here. And I pretty much, since I've been getting older, I just pretty much keep it simple these days. So this is what I'm currently using, but I normally use the Fresh line in the wintertime when it gets cold because my skin gets really super dry. But this has been sustaining me, which is the Marula facial oil from Trader Joe's, and then the Trader Joe's Nourish oil-free moisturizer. I combine these two because this alone doesn't work for me in the like fall colder months, so I just combine those together. I think my face looks pretty good. It's been holding up. And then I don't do too much as far as makeup is concerned anymore either. I used to be heavy in the makeup, but I just keep it simple. And these are like my two staple products, which is the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I've been using this for probably like a decade at this point. And I'm running out, so I need to replenish this as soon as possible because I use this every day. I'm kind of rushing through this, y'all. Not really. I don't do a whole lot. On the weekends, I go to work. I'm hunching over. Let me raise the camera up. I'm hunching over, hurting my back. So how are you guys doing this morning? Hello to all of my new subscribers. I'm still here. I'm new here on BookTube, YouTube, sharing my journey of reading books with you all. It's been fun. I have really been enjoying watching everybody's content, just talking about something like a hobby, books, you know what I mean? Nothing too dramatic or serious. I think I did share with you all that I am a registered nurse. I work in case management. I'm probably not doing a really good job with my brows. I'm kind of rushing. I'm trying to get to work kind of early this morning so I can kind of leave a little earlier, but yeah, it's gonna have to do, okay? It's gonna have to do. Yep. That's all I'm doing. And then I just put a little blush on. This is what I'm using. As you can see, I love NARS products. And my favorite is this one right here, Exhibit A. So what I'm reading right now, y'all, is Between the Pillows by Zane. And it's my first Zane book. It is my first Zane book, y'all. And y'all, I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared. However, I'm having fun, keeping an open mind. Now, I used to read stuff like this back in the day, okay, when I was a teenager. Like the things that we were listening to, I'm a product of the 90s. The things that we were listening to back in the day as a teenager, and also reading was crazy. Like when I go back and think and like I listen to the lyrics, like were we really supposed to be listening to that? 12 and 13, 14-year-olds? No, probably not. But I'm really enjoying that book. So what I'm going to do in this vlog is I am going to take you with me to my long work day. I'm not going to film like inside of my job or anything like that. I might film me going to work and maybe on my break and things like that, because I'm going to try to get a little bit of reading in. I am a really slow reader. just because sometimes I'm not really in the mood to read, and I don't want to force myself just because I have this channel. I want to be authentic as possible on the channel when I'm talking about books and when I'm doing anything book related. So I do tend to take my time. If that means reading less books, that's okay, because it's not a competition. I don't really care about the number. I'm not trying to get to a certain number. I'm just trying to have a good time. And so that's what I'm going to do today. Just take you all with me in this reading vlog. It might continue till tomorrow. So I'm starting off on a Sunday. And it may end, I might do this all week long or a few days and then post the video. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, so let me go ahead and get ready to get out of this door. So I'm ready to head out the door. I've got my big old lunch box because I work 12 hours on the weekend, full of healthy snacks and things I can munch on so I don't end up eating unhealthy at work. All right, so let's go ahead and get this 12 hours behind us. So I've arrived at work, sitting in the parking lot before my shift starts, and I'm just gonna take this time to read a devotion really quick. And so this is the devotion that I'm reading. This is the In Touch devotion by Charles Stanley. He passed away recently, but I've been following his teachings for a while now, since the pandemic, and I stopped going to church. So today is the 6th, and so I'm just gonna sit here and read today's devotion. You can see what the devotion is about, the purpose of life. And this is taken from John 17 verses 1 through 3. So I'm just going to sit here and read, and then I'm going to show you all the book that I'm currently reading and tell you just a little bit about it and what I think about it. So pretty much what this devotion is talking about is the purpose of life and how it is important to spend time with God, not out of a sense of duty or let me, read this like I'm doing now, reading this devotion. Sometimes we can get in a rush and do certain things like just out of a sense of duty and not intentionally or purposefully. So that's a good reminder to me to just make sure that I am taking time to pray, which I try to do every morning, and make time for God. Just talk to him during the day and things like that, and not just only as out of a sense of like duty. This is what I'm reading. I am reading Zane's book, The Other Side of the Pillow, and I am currently on page 49. And so this is about a young lady named Chemistry Daniels. She meets this guy. His name is Tevin Harris. He's actually a vascular surgeon, okay? And so she meets him at the time of her life where she's kind of like tired of men. She's now treating men the way that men have treated her. It's all about the sex and things like that. She's trying to stay as emotionless as possible. Right at the beginning of the story, she meets this man, and now she's entertaining, like going out with him. But in the back of her mind, she knows she's going to fall for him because, of course, he's handsome. He's a doctor. He's saying all the right things. And so I could definitely relate to this. Very relatable book. Now, this is my first Zane book, and so I wasn't really prepared. I guess I should have been, because I've heard a lot of people talk about Zane. In a few minutes, I got to go to work. But yeah, it's a lot of P words, F words, D words, if you know what I mean. And so, I kind of expected it or whatever. Yeah, it is trashy, but I would say realistic side right now as far as the story is concerned. So don't love it right now, don't hate it, but I am still like enjoying reading it. And so I'm going to go ahead and continue to read it. And I'll probably see you all back on my lunch break. All right, y'all. So I am in my car and I'm just going to take a little lunch break. I actually forgot to bring my book with me. Please excuse this bad quality. There is a big, huge light. I'm sitting in the parking garage of my job, and there's a big, huge light right here that's creating this weird situation over here. So please excuse the bad quality. Anyways, and I'm just now getting a break. And I was rushing out of there so quick that I forgot to bring my book. So I'm just going to sit here and eat my lunch. So I am having a baby spinach and green salad from Trader Joe's.
I really like their salads. Salads are good for like quick lunches and things like that. But today's going good. I am training. Well, no, I'm not. I was training yesterday. So the person I was training yesterday is off of training. So she's doing good. I think she's going to do well in the position after I leave. And then my friend is working today. So we've just been having a ball sitting in the office, getting our work done. Since I don't have really anything to talk about, I'm just going to skip this and I'm going to see you guys when I get home. It'll be dark by the time I get home because it gets dark now when I get out of here. So I'm going to see you guys a little later.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's the next day and I am home and I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading today. Zane, The Other Side of the Pillow. So I did manage to read a little bit last night when I got off of work, but not much because I turned on Netflix and started watching some series some coworkers told me about. So I'm just gonna read for a little bit and then I will update you in a little bit. Okay, so I am on chapter 9 in this book, and so far I like the book. Like I said previously, I am kind of moving a little slow reading the book just because I'm a slow reader and I don't have that much enthusiasm about the book. It's definitely not, I would say, a page turner, maybe because I'm kind of like not in the mood to read and I'm kind of like I'm not in a slump or anything like that, but I don't know. The book, I'm liking it, but it's not like a page turner right now for me. So what just happened in the previous like couple of chapters, or chapter 8, is that Chemistry, which is the main character, like I said, she's been hurt from previous relationships, so she's got her guard up. I can definitely relate to this, like having my guard up and when I'm meeting someone new. So in the back of her mind, of course she's interested, in this man that she's met, but because of all of the hurt that she's been through in her previous relationships and things, she's just very reluctant to move forward with it. But in the back of her mind, she knows that she's interested, she's attracted to him. He's saying all the right things. So kind of repelling him, but kind of still entertaining him because she's secretly wondering, if there could be something between them. And she does have a friend in the background who's encouraging her, and some people at her job that's encouraging her as well to take a chance. Because honestly, I do understand hurt in relationships and things like that, and you're very reluctant to move on with someone
new after being hurt. But if you don't put yourself back out there and take a chance, you're never going to know. And so that's where she is right now. So she's accepted an offer that he proposed. And so that's where we are. I'm going to pick this book back up in a couple of hours. I am going to go downstairs and have lunch. Something really simple, miso soup. Now I'm trying to wean myself from eating a lot of meat because I've been having some health issues, and definitely trying to stay away from dairy or eliminate dairy as much as possible. Today is day 1, but I was eating like that a couple of months ago. I just started back eating like meat maybe 3 weeks ago, but before that, 2 months prior to that, I wasn't eating any meat. It's the next day, and that previous clip, you saw me fixing my coffee and things like that. That was actually on yesterday. I meant to upload a video or some clips to put in this reading vlog, but honestly, y'all, I did not have a chance to film anything because work, and then I just wasn't in the mood. And so I am sitting here on my couch now, reading a little bit of the book. So let me just refresh you about this book. Now, honestly, I did not read, and I don't like to know a whole lot about a book before I start reading it. I will read the synopsis somewhat. Sometimes I'll read like just the first paragraph, but before sitting down to film this clip, I went ahead and read the whole thing. So when I'm talking to you guys, I'm not spoiling the story that's not already revealed on the back of the book. And so I read the last half of the synopsis, y'all, and I'm like, what? I didn't realize that was going to happen. But anyway, so Gemistry is the main character, and her beau Tevin. Tevin is a doctor, so they end up talking. He ends up inviting her out on a date, and they do have chemistry. You can tell that they have chemistry, but she has some things going on the side. She's like in the mind frame of, I'm not opening up. I'm gonna keep this wall up because I just do not want to get hurt again. So I don't think she's really healed from that. But she ends up dating Tevin. They've kissed a little bit, but that's pretty much it. She still slightly has her wall up, but the more I read, I can see that she's bringing it down because, of course, you know how us girls are. We get to talking to our girlfriends, and they're giving us all this unsolicited or maybe solicited advice and things like that. So she's got a lot of people talking in her ear. So she's decided to go ahead and give this man a chance. And so I'm on chapter 9, and I do like the fact that the book has little quotes that start off the chapter. Like you can see, that's a quote right there. This one says, one day someone will walk into your life and make you see why it never worked out with anyone else. I love, love, love that. So I'm gonna read for about 20 minutes. I've got to do some other things. But this book is not long at all. The chapters are pretty quick. And so hopefully I will be finished this book. Hopefully I'm going to try to read halfway through the book today and then the other half on tomorrow. So we'll see. And hopefully I can wrap this vlog up because this has been a long one. I started it on Sunday and today's Tuesday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So this is already 3 days. The last day of this vlog, this reading vlog, and I have finished Zane, The Other Side of the Pillow. And so what I think about the book is that it was very interesting. It did keep my attention. I like the fact that even though it was spicy, that it explored other topics of substance like career, marriage, because the main character, Gemistry, she was a principal at a school, and so it talked a lot about the dynamics of her students and being a woman, having a career. I can say that I really didn't feel too much for any of the characters. None of the characters were quote unlikable except for her roommate. I didn't like her roommate, but I felt like that part of the book was kind of like unnecessary to throw that part in. That part I didn't care for too much. The relationship that she had with her roommate and everything that went down with that situation, I think that could have been written a little better than it was. Her roommate was the only unlikable character
I didn't really love Chemistry, the main character, and I definitely did not love Tevin, the male character, even though he was like the typical black successful doctor, wealthy, with means and things like that. It was something still about him that I just didn't care for. I found him to be a little too eager, and when a man is a little too eager, that tends to be a turnoff. The book or the relationship, I would say, was kind of, even though she had her walls up and things like that, it was a little insta love, because I felt like everything was moving just a little bit too fast for me. But all in all, I did like the book. I rated it a 3. Would I recommend reading it? Sure, I would recommend reading it. It is spicy, but like I said, if you don't like spice, this probably won't be for you, because it does get a little graphic. But it did have a lot of things of substance to go along with that as well. And it didn't really overtake the book, I would say. So I enjoyed the read. Just a 3 for me. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. I would recommend it if you're interested in a Zane book. And after I read this, I did look up the author, because I never really knew anything about her. I've heard a lot of people talk about her books and the type of books that she writes. This was my first book from her. Found out that she's actually from a small city not too far from me. I live in North Carolina. So that was interesting to just learn a little bit about the author. But that is it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this author, if you've read any of her books. And I don't plan on reading any more of her books anytime soon. Maybe later on. I think I need to take a break from reading things like this. But anyway, if you do have a recommendation, leave that down in the comments, or just anything you would like to provide feedback on. Thanks so much for watching this vlog. I will see you guys in the next video.